all you need to know. The Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning and welcome to this daily morning podcast from Bloomberg Quint. My name is Neeraj Shah. Let's get started with the top news. US President Donald Trump is planning his maiden India visit in February, an official told Bloomberg News, in a trip that may coincide with an impeachment trial that is likely to get underway in Washington next week. The two countries are in touch to work out mutually convenient dates for the visit, according to a senior Indian government official who asked not to be identified. Remember, Donald Trump and Prime Minister Modi are expected to sign an agreement on civil aviation apart from the long-pending bilateral trade deal. This was according to the Hindu newspaper, which reported this, citing sources it didn't identify. In news back home, the Bombay High Court refused to give interim relief to television broadcasters against the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India's order dated Jan 1st that had reduced the pricing for pay channels and capped the number of pay channel bouquets that could be offered by broadcasters. As many as 8 major broadcasting companies had moved the court, seeking a stay or deferral of the Jan 15 deadline for communicating the revised channel pricing to consumers. A division bench of the Bombay High Court, comprising 2 Chief Justices, refused to defer the deadline and has directed the telecom regulator to file a reply and will hear the matter on the 22nd of January. Now coming to markets, we all know that inflows into the Indian equity funds rebounded after 3 months of decline in December as the benchmark stock indices hit a series of record highs. As per the latest data available, the top 3 mutual funds of India net invested a large amount into the markets, with financials remaining their top bets. A story on this is available on our website bloombergquint.com, and I urge you to try and read that. On to markets, the Dow gave up most of its gains, while the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq erased theirs on news that US tariffs targeting Chinese goods will stay on through the 2020 election period, even as both sides get ready to sign the phase 1 of the trade deal. As a result, while the close was flat, the US futures are showing a slip as well, and a few people fear that we may well see a buy the rumor and sell the news scenario post the much-touted signing of the deal. Indian markets had already closed a bit soft compared to the Asian counterparts yesterday on account of the inflation print and the uptick in the bond yields. It'll be interesting to see how we navigate through the trading day before the deal gets inked later in the evening. The SGX Nifty indicates a flattish start. It's over to Darshan for all the India news today. Good morning, Darshan. How's it looking?
Hi Neeraj, good morning everyone. Global cues are muted at this point of time. The SGX Nifty is also slightly muted. But L&T Infotech, Sterlite Technologies, Reliance Industrial Infra, Tinplate, Den Networks and Plasti Blends are the companies that will report numbers today. In terms of results announced, Wipro numbers were in line with estimates. The IT services operating margins were under pressure sequentially. Cost increases saw pressure on consolidated operational margins, and the IT Q4 guidance implies a growth of anywhere between 0 to 2% growth sequentially, which is slightly lower than what the street was anticipating. Mindtree revenues were in line, but there was a strong operational performance. The margin beat was due to lower salary costs, and the PAT beat was due to higher margins and lower taxes. The revenue growth was led by the top customer. Revenue was aided by the high-tech and media verticals. TCV deals were soft in the quarter due to furlough season and delayed decision-making at key clients, but the company remains confident of margin expansion in the next few quarters. Tata Steel BSL revenues up 3%, net loss widens to 501 crores from the earlier 240 crore loss. The EBITDA is down 72%, margins at 5.5% versus 20.6%, and the margin drop is on account of higher raw material costs. In terms of stocks to watch out for Canara Bank. They've called off the divestment process of its entire stake in Canfin Homes. Canara Bank has 30% stake in Canfin Homes. Yes Bank seeks shareholder nod for increasing the authorized share capital from 800 crores to 1100 crores. The authorized capital raising on February 7th via issue of equity or other convertible securities. And the bank has also acquired 30% stake in Reliance Power's Rosa Power by the invocation of share pledge. CSB Bank, in which the regulatory restrictions imposed by RBI on opening of new branches is lifted. National Peroxide, in which Kalyan plant expansion is expected to be commissioned around the last week of January. Lemon Tree has launched a 65-room hotel in Rishikesh. Godavari Power and Ispat, in which the tribunal has dismissed a claim of 94 crore made in by the EPC contractor against the company's arm. I'll watch out for DFM Foods. Yesterday, Anuradha Sharma sold in 2.7 lakh shares in the company. She holds 16 lakh shares in the company, so it'll be interesting to see if any buyer name comes out in the market. In terms of brokerages, Credit Suisse has initiated on the gas sector. On IGL, initiated with a neutral and a target price of 410. Gujarat Gas with a neutral and a target price of 240. MGL with an outperform and a target price of 1280. And outperform on GAIL with a target price of 171. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website bloombergquint.com and click on the All You Need to Know tab, and you'll be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks for that, Darshan. And do watch out for the FMCG names as well. There are some long positions getting created on select names in hopes of better volume growth, and those could be active in today's session too. With that, I thank you for tuning into this podcast. Have a fabulous day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.